No one likes a liar. When we think someone is lying to us, we may feel annoyed, insulted, or hurt. How could they think that we're dumb enough to believe their lie? Or maybe we feel betrayed. Or perhaps we did believe what they told us, and now that we discovered that it wasn't true, we feel as if we've been manipulated. But here's the thing. Oftentimes what looks like a lie and sounds like a lie isn't a lie in the traditional use of the word. There could be multiple legitimate brain-based reasons you're getting information out of someone that's incorrect. Responding to them as if they're intentionally lying to you and punishing them is essentially punishing them for something that's out of their control, and that doesn't help anyone. In this video, we'll talk about one of the more common brain-based reasons that you may find yourself in a situation with someone who appears to be lying to you, but isn't. In fact, they could be doing something that all of our brains do: confabulation. I often work with people who have a fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD, but today we're going to learn about ideas that apply to everyone, regardless of whether or not they have a developmental disability. Confabulation happens when your brain fills in the blank as you're remembering something. Like I said, all of our brains do this filling in without us even knowing it. This is because our memories are imperfect, and so the brain lends us a hand by confabulating missing details. We don't know when we're confabulating because it feels as if we're accessing a normal, intact memory. Most of us experience memories as if a film is playing in our head. Each time we remember it, it feels as if it's the same film that we've watched many times before. We often feel as if we're there in the memory, reliving the moment, and so it makes sense that most of us trust our memory. But the truth is, neuroscience research shows that each time we remember something, our brains distort it. And if there's no memory in place, our brains will often confabulate rather than letting us worry about missing details. So why am I talking about the flaws in everyone's memory? Because I want you to know that memory for everyone is fragile, inaccurate, and easily distorted, and none of us are the exception to this. And remember, people with FASDs tend to have additional memory problems on top of the ones that everyone else has. So if a child is put in a situation where memories are demanded, their brain may begin to fill in the blanks. When it works, it can be a helpful tool, but for kids or people with FASDs, the confabulation isn't always correct, but it feels correct, just like confabulation feels correct when we do it. So how do we think it must feel to be accused of lying when we're actually just confabulating? It's probably confusing, frustrating, and in some cases, it would feel unfair. I see it all the time. And if we're constantly telling people who are confabulating that they're lying, they may not have an accurate idea of what lying really is, because we've been giving them inaccurate words to describe what's happening. We say things like, "Why did you lie to me? Why didn't you tell me the truth?" No wonder they may get defensive. They trust their perception just as much as we trust ours. Okay, so confabulation is when the brain fills in the blank with what feels like a normal memory. But people with FASDs and other developmental disabilities may be more likely to engage in confabulation, not just because of their memory issues, but because of multiple struggling cognitive skills. We should note, confabulation is just one of many different things that can make a situation appear as if someone is lying to you when they aren't. So even if you're sure that the person isn't confabulating, you should explore other possibilities before accusing someone of lying. If this is something that you want us to talk about in more detail, please leave us a comment and let us know. A big part of addressing confabulation is acceptance, which is part of the neurobehavior model developed by Diane Malbin. Whether we're talking about someone with FASDs, developmental disabilities, or just kids who have a lot of brain development left to do, we can expect that confabulation will happen. We can try many different proactive strategies to prevent confabulation, such as using visuals when communicating or giving time to process. But the reality is, confabulation may always happen to some degree. It's really important not to allow these situations to be stressful. Ongoing stress, especially about things that we have no control over, can be traumatic and damaging to our relationships. Now guys, I'm not saying that intentional, planned out lying never happens. It does. But because so many other things could be going on, my personal approach is to assume the best. That means that if a client is giving me information that I know isn't true, I need to be thinking about the supports that they need. And even if they are intentionally lying, perhaps they just don't know what else to do. So my focus should be less on the fact that they shouldn't be lying to me and more on how I can help prevent this from happening in the future. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you haven't already, please consider liking Organ Behavior Consultation on Facebook, following us on Twitter, and listening to the It's a Brain Thing podcast on iTunes or whichever app you use to listen to podcasts. We also appreciate your financial support on our Patreon page, where you can support our videos for as low as $1 a month. Don't forget to ask your local governments and nonprofit organizations to invite me to your area to conduct a training or workshop. Thanks for watching.